For decades, we've seen them as these quiet pinwheels on the horizon, right? A kind of gentle promise of a greener future. But in 2026, something fundamentally shifted. That promise got a whole lot louder, and the scale, well, it just exploded. This is the story of that revolution, and it all kicks off with one single number that changes absolutely everything. 364 meters. That's the height of the world's new tallest wind turbine, which is getting close to completion right now in Schipkau, Germany. Just let that number sink in for a second. What does that even look like in the real world?
Well, it means it's taller than the Eiffel Tower. But look, this height isn't just for show. This is engineering with a serious purpose. It lets the turbine tap into these incredibly powerful high-altitude winds. We're talking almost like jet streams that are way more consistent. That means near-constant energy production, day and night.
So the big question is, how on earth do you even build one of these new titans, especially when the best wind isn't on land at all, but way out in the deep ocean?
The sheer elegance of this solution is what's so revolutionary. We used to be stuck in shallow water, using these massive ships that had to plant legs right on the seabed. Not anymore. Now, the entire turbine gets built on a floating base in a nice, calm harbor, almost like giant Legos. Then you just tow it out to sea and hook it up. It's faster, it's safer, and it unlocks the most powerful winds on the entire planet. And this right here, this shows you exactly why we go to all this trouble. Just look at the difference in capacity, and this is the crucial part, the capacity factor. Offshore turbines are playing a totally different game. It's how China managed to bring its huge 20-megawatt turbines online this year. We're talking a single rotation can power a house for days.
But the physical hardware? That's only half the story. The real magic is in the software. Every major wind farm now has a digital twin, a perfect virtual copy of itself running in the cloud. This AI uses satellite data to actually see wind gusts coming, and it tells the real turbines to adjust their blade angles seconds before the wind even hits. It's the difference between just reacting and being truly predictive.
In this software, it solves one of wind power's oldest problems. Think of the power grid like a circulatory system that needs a stable rhythm, a steady heartbeat. Historically, wind turbines couldn't really help with that stability. But now, with something called synthetic inertia, they can instantly inject a burst of power to steady the grid and help prevent blackouts. Wind farms are no longer just passive generators. They are now active guardians of our entire power supply.
But this revolution isn't just about raw power. For years, people have had really valid concerns about things like wildlife and noise. And in 2026, technology has delivered some incredibly elegant, nature-inspired answers to solve those very problems.
This has always been one of the biggest questions, and it's a fair one. How do you protect wildlife when you have these giant spinning blades out there? Well, the answer, as it turns out, is artificial intelligence.
So systems like Identiflight use these high-resolution cameras that are constantly scanning the sky. A really sophisticated AI can spot a protected species, like a golden eagle, from over a kilometer away. If that bird is on a potential collision course, the system triggers an immediate shutdown. The blades just slow to a crawl, and once the bird passes safely, they start right back up. The result? Studies this year confirm these systems are reducing eagle fatalities by over 85%. It's a game changer.
Okay, so what about that whooshing sound? Now, the solution here is amazing. It didn't come from a computer chip or some new kind of gear. It came from nature.
Engineers added these serrated edges to the back of the blades, modeled directly on an owl's wing. It breaks up the air turbulence and makes them virtually silent. We've also got ultrasonic deterrents that create a no-fly zone for bats, these bubble curtains that muffle underwater construction noise for whales, and maybe most importantly, new resins now make turbine blades 100% recyclable. The landfill problem? It's over.
All this tech is incredible, absolutely. But let's be real. The most important revolution might be the one happening right in your wallet. How does a giant spinning blade actually make your power bill go down?
It all comes down to this really powerful economic idea: zero marginal cost. Think about it. A gas plant has to constantly buy expensive, volatile fuel. But once a turbine is built, its fuel, the wind, is totally, completely free. And because the grid is always designed to buy the cheapest power available first, wind always gets picked. That demand for free energy literally drags the entire market price down for everybody.
This chart really says it all. While fossil fuel prices are jumping all over the place based on global politics, causing that bill shock we all hate, wind's fuel cost is always zero. Period. That gives us a level of price stability that we've just never had before. And look, this isn't just some theory on a chart. We're talking about direct, real-world savings. In parts of the US and Europe, households that are joining community wind subscription programs are seeing average annual savings of $400 to $900, just credited right onto their bills.
So this revolution, it's happening right now, and you can actually be a part of it. This isn't just for massive utility companies anymore. So let's take a quick look at how you can tap into wind power today.
Different countries are trying different models. In the UK, they've got these fan club tariffs where you can get up to 50% off your bill when your local turbine is spinning. In Denmark, a lot of people actually own shares in wind farms and get dividends that can pretty much wipe out their power costs. And in places like the Philippines, the huge build-out of renewables is finally bringing price stability after years and years of chaos.
So, what can you do? Here's a quick action plan. First, call your provider and ask about time of use rates. They often make power cheaper when the wind is blowing at night. Second, see if you can buy something called Renewable Energy Certificates, or RECs. It's a way to make sure your money is directly supporting green energy generation. And third, just do a quick online search for energy cooperatives in your area. You might be surprised to find a local project you can subscribe to directly.
The silent giants are here, and they're just getting started. As our grid gets smarter and these turbines get even bigger, the very heartbeat of our economy is being powered more and more by the wind, which really, it all brings us to the final question. And this one is for you. Is your home powered by it yet?